You're in a clutch situation. It's a 1v2. You're getting a little bit nervous. Your heart rate's starting to skyrocket. You're starting to sweat. Your hands are shaking. You've been here before. You've won rounds like this before, but you're getting nervous. You know that you also might not win the round because of the nerves. You start to breathe through your nose. Your heart rate starts to settle out. Your focus increases. Your shaking of your hands stops, and you win the round.
Transmission received. Authorization granted. Welcome to the video.
What's up, dreamers? Hope you're having a fantastic day or had a fantastic day, depending on where you are in the world. And I have to let you know that you are awesome. Welcome to Driving and Vibing. What is the vibe today? Today, I'm going to go over one single tip, the best tip I can give to anybody for any reason ever. Yeah. On how you can perform in how you can perform in intense situations. An example would be in clutching as 2 or 3 different players. It's like you're the last one alive. I'm talking in regard to FPS here. I'm a Counter-Strike player. That's what I reference a lot. So you're in a 1v1, 1v2 situation, 1v3 situation, and you've won these before, but you're starting to get nervous, and now you want, like, how can you perform in these situations? So I'm going to tell you right here and right there, this is a very easy trick to do. It's going to take some practice, just like everything else. The game takes practice, so practice clutching too, right? What happens outside the game is very important for what happens inside the game. But the best thing you can do is in those situations is start to breathe through your nose. And again, in those situations on the fly, it's going to be harder to kind of remember this because you're focusing on the game. But if you do this outside of the game and it becomes a habit, you'll start to breathe out of your nose regularly anyway, and all of the benefits will start to follow. So what happens when you breathe out of your nose? Breathing out of your nose allows your heart rate to start going down, which if your heart rate is going down, that means that your fight or flight is starting to turn off. The fight or flight system is the system that your body, when it's under stress, turns on. Basically, it increases your heart rate. Sometimes improves focus and reaction time. That's like fight or flight, right? So it's like you either fight or you run. But it makes it difficult when you're focusing in video games because that high heart rate has a high chance of giving you the shakes, right? Because the adrenaline, right? There'll be adrenaline. Adrenaline is likely to be released during these kind of situations. So your hands might shake, right? And you might get nervous, and nerves on top of that stress going to kind of combat that. So breathing will help to reduce all of those symptoms. Breathing through your nose, because it's going to help lower your heart rate. It's going to help lower your heart rate, which in turn is going to improve your focus, right? It's going to improve your focus. It's not just going to lower your heart rate. It's going to steady that heart rate. It's going to improve your focus. It will help to relieve the symptom of the shaking hands because of all of this. It's going to minimize that fight or flight that you've been put into in that intense situation. It's going to increase the odds of you winning that round. It's going to help you to stay and remain calm. That is what's most important is to stay calm in these situations. If your heart rate is skyrocketing and you are now not very calm, not only are all those situations going to happen, all those what is the word I was thinking of? Not symptoms are going to happen. Holy moly! But your decision making is going to go down. Your cognition is going to start to slip with it because you're not going to be able to think properly with such an elevated heart rate, with such a temporary boost in stress and nerves. So you might not even be able, you might have the skill, the reaction time to be able to outplay these opponents. But if you're not thinking properly, you might not outplay the opponents on a cognitive level, which in turn would end up making you lose the round. You need the cognition, you need your reaction time all in one to be able to clutch these rounds in intense situations. So one of the best things, I rambled on here, I'm sorry, I thought this was gonna be a 2-minute video, but hey, you're in the car with me, you're stuck. The best things you can do is breathe through your nose. Practice breathing through your nose. If you're going out for a walk, this is how I did it. When I first started doing my cardio, I made sure that during my cardio, no matter what, I was only breathing out of my nose. And that was to keep my heart rate as low as possible. It was to kind of trick my body into lowering my heart rate. And in turn, I started breathing through my nose only at work, not even realizing it because I was doing physical activity. I was starting to focus, and if I caught myself breathing out of my mouth, I would try to breathe out of my nose any other time throughout the day. And eventually it caught on where I was primarily breathing out of my nose without even having to think about it. And of course that transitions into gaming, because now you're gaming, you're doing that. It's technically, you're moving your hands, so you're under that, like, there's a little bit of physical activity there. But now you're breathing out of your nose instead of out of your mouth. Your heart rate is staying steady, and now you're getting all the benefits from it. If you have anything to add, let me know in the comments. Sorry for rambling on. If you like what you heard in this video, hit that like button, greatly helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this, and I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.